everybody, how you going today? It is so good to see you. I do hope that you are super well. And yes, we've got more exciting news from Nikon. The 600mm f4 with built-in teleconverter, just like the 400mm. It's a 1.4 times teleconverter, has been announced officially today. This is super exciting news. And in this video, we're going to look at some pictures, quickly talk about the specs, and wow, how exciting is this? And as well from Nikon, we have the announcement finally that the video grip is on its way into our hands. Every pun intended. So let's jump into those two things right now. Now the 600mm is 3,260 grams, which is about 550 grams lighter than the F-mount version. To be able to trim off half a kilo, which is almost a difference in 20%, 15 to 20% in weight, that's a massive achievement from Nikon, and it includes the 1.4 teleconverter. Thus, you're getting a lot of extra bang for your buck from this single lens. It's lighter, it's a 600mm f4 as well as being an 840 5.6. That's a lot of lens in the one lens. When it comes to teleconverters, not only is the internal one there, but you can use the external ones up to the 2 times teleconverter. So the 2 times would take you from 600 to 1200mm, and then if you do the 2 times plus you do the 1.4 times, that takes you out to 1,680 mils, and that's all happening optically full frame. Of course, if you're on DX, you get another 1.5 on top of all of that, which would take you out to an eye-watering 2,520 mils. This is an epic lens. If you're into action, sports, wildlife, birding, far out, it has to be a must-have lens. And another permutation when thinking about the 2.3 times video crop that comes with the Z9 when shooting at 120 frames per second, that takes you out to a 1,930mm field of view equivalence. This lens has so much power and so much flexibility. With the Z9, you get that 1,930mm field of view equivalent when shooting in 4K. This does not happen in stills. And just as a reference of scale, here is my 200 to 400 f4 VR2. This is 5 centimeters shorter than what the new 600mm is. That's a pretty astonishing effort, about 2 inches bigger. So it really does appear to be a pretty compact lens considering all that reach and the fact that it's got the teleconverter built in. Nikon are using the meso amorphous coating, which Nikon states gives them the absolutely highest level of anti-reflective coating ever in Nikon's history. And this, of course, allows for a significant reduction in ghosting and flare within the lens. And Nikon is using the Silky Swift modus, which allows for super fast, super accurate, and extremely quiet focusing. The VR in this lens is rated at 5 stops, but if you do couple it with the Z9, that'll give you an extra half stop of vibration reduction performance, taking you out to 5.5 stops. Nikon also states this lens has been designed with video makers in mind, and focus breathing is something that we should not experience when changing focus with this lens. Thus, it's done all optically. Not done with any electronic trickery that actually loses you resolution, as you might find with some other manufacturers. Super exciting. Now, I have used the 400mm 2.8, the new Z version that came out earlier this year. Absolute cracker of a lens, just so exciting.
I have now spent 2 big days with the 400mm. This
is a very special lens. This is a very cinematic lens. And this is without our 2.3, and well, that is very close. Really is very close. I'm very impressed by that. I mean, this guy's pretty close to me, but still, that is a portrait of a bird. That's absolutely a portrait. What are you seeing there, buddy? What are you finding? So fast, so clean, so sharp, so light, and then to couple on top of that the fact that you've got the teleconverter built in, it just makes these lenses absolute powerhouses. Now, the 400 was a 2.8, this is an f4. We're talking one full stop's difference. It's not very much when you're talking about that extra reach, the fact that you can go out 1.5 times further than with the 400mm. And basically, it looks like this lens has the same DNA, or almost the same DNA, as the 400mm 2.8. If that's the case, it is simply going to be an outstanding lens and effectively also a class-leading lens. If you're in this space, I haven't yet at the time of recording, and literally this news just dropped less than 20 minutes ago, I have not seen a price. If I can find one by the time this video is finished, there it is there. That's the price of this lens. If you are in this space, this is absolutely the creme de la creme. There's just no doubt about it. And what's super interesting about what Nikon has done this year is not only did we get the 400mm 2.8, but we also got the 400mm 4.5, which is a very small and light and a very, very stabilized lens. I wonder if Nikon will do something similar in the 600mm space as well. We have certainly seen so many long lenses in the last 12 months, and really, I suppose the only one left that everybody's crying out for is the 200 to 600. From my perspective, without a shadow of a doubt, when it comes to long lenses, I do think that will be the next one. Obviously, on the roadmap, we have a whole list of other lenses. The one that I'm most excited about seeing next is the 85mm, possibly, most probably, by the look of it, 1.2. And now also there's the 35 1.2. But for long lens, top of the range enthusiasts, professionals, and hobbyists, 600mm f4 with the 1.4 times teleconverter, it's here, and that is super cracker. So exciting. Now let's talk about the video grip. Well, we saw a hint of this, I think, when firmware 2.0 dropped. This is basically a hand grip which gives you a lot of the operability that you find on the right-hand side of your Z9. It gives you all of these functions here, along with the front buttons, the trigger, and so on. So all of that is built into a grip that then you can place anywhere you want to place it, whether it's somewhere different on a tripod or perhaps on something like a Ronin, a gimbal. I think this is a great idea. It works via a USB-C cable, so it will plug into the USB-C port here. No chance of wireless interference, and I noted that it runs off 2 AA or AAA batteries. Anyway, the grip's out. I don't know when it'll be in our hands. Again, I don't know the pricing. If I can find it, it'll be here, and hopefully it'll be out in the next month, and I can't wait to play with it. I'm super excited about the hand grip. It's just going to make a videographer's life, and I'm doing more and more videography all the time. It's going to make our lives easier. And I couldn't let this video end without having a quick look at the MTF chart for the 600mm. We can see without the teleconverter, it is near on perfection. And even with the built-in teleconverter, it beats most lenses out there. Outstanding. All right, everybody. Well, it's been fantastic to see you. Now, please let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this amazing 600mm f4, another epic lens off the Nikon roadmap into reality. I'm sure the orders are going to be going hard and fast as quickly as possible. Please let me know. Are you going to buy a 600mm? And guess what? What we'll do is we'll put up a poll. It's been a while since I've done a poll. YouTube only allows us a maximum of 5 slots. So let's say, are we going to get the 100 to 400, the 400 4.5, the 400 2.8, the 800 PF, or the 600 f4? I think that was 5. They only let you choose one. If you could vote in this poll, it'd be super interesting to see which one are you going to get. We'll work it out. All right, if this is your first time here, I would love to see you again, so please do subscribe. Don't forget to share and like. It's so good for the channel. It's so good for getting it out there. And make a comment. That also helps things so much as well, even if you just say hi. If you say hi, I'll say hi back, I promise. Okay, bye for now, and happy shooting.